kind of offshore tax evasion, many of which, of course, the Paradise Papers have revealed. And those efforts, all of these things that are underway, are because of the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Jayant Sinha, because stamping out black money and corruption, creating a new normal in this country, is one of the most important priorities for our government.
Thank you. I'm from this is Mr. Sinha. This is Ricky from Republic TV. We people from media were eagerly waiting for your words, as you know that the visuals images from Delhi airport. Visual shows a passenger dragged in tarmac, and what action the Civil Aviation Ministry is taking, and why it was suppressed for last 1 month. And it's a severe allegations is raising that this is not the first time that several allegations raised against this private airline Indigo. What's your take on this, please?
Thank you for bringing up that issue. It is a shocking and deplorable incident, and we are very, very upset about what has happened that has impacted passenger safety, security, and convenience. Honorable Minister Shri Gajapati Rajuji has taken a meeting this morning and has asked for a detailed report from BGCA. We have already seen that Indigo has put out a public statement saying that they believe that they've identified the culprit and that person has been terminated. That's what they have said publicly. They have personally apologized for the passenger, and the steps that they have taken are welcome, and this is the bare minimum that they have to do. We would like to examine a more systemic matter, which is, and this is based also on the complaints that have come to us through social media and elsewhere, which is how generally is the handling of passengers, not just by Indigo, but all of our airlines. Are people following the protocols and the service levels that have been laid down by regulation? Are there systemic lapses that need to be brought up and that need to be then very severely dealt with so that our passenger safety and security is not compromised in any way? That is the exercise that we are undertaking right now. As we said, we should not just focus on one incident, even though it's highly deplorable and unfortunate. Obviously, as far as that incident is concerned, we will take whatever necessary action is required. We have to go beyond that. We have to understand why these kinds of incidents are happening, why it's necessary there are systemic failures, and what are the appropriate regulatory and legal interventions to prevent these in the future. That is the exercise that we are undertaking. We're getting the detailed report from BGCA, we're soliciting feedback from passengers, and you can be sure that in today's day of social media, my social media inbox, my email, letters to my office have all skyrocketed because everybody is expressing their views on this matter and bringing up many incidents in which they have also suffered. So we will take all of that into consideration, and whatever is required to improve passenger safety, security, and convenience, we will surely undertake. You know that after considerable consultation and lots of discussion with passenger groups, airlines, other stakeholders, as well as international aviation authorities, we have put in place in India a very innovative, one-of-a-kind, new to the world, national no-fly list, where if safety is compromised in any way, then we will disembark passengers, we will prevent them from flying. So we have put in place very, very strict and important measures to secure passenger safety in that regard. And as I said, we will not hesitate to take similar steps as required to ensure that these kinds of incidents on the ground, these kinds of incidents where passengers are treated in this terrible manner, do not happen again. And whatever systemic interventions are required, those systemic interventions are also on.
Sir, this is Shubhotam Mukhopadhyay. I represent CNN News 18 Television. Regarding the Indigo incident,
I believe, and you also mentioned it in your previous reply, that you've been provided with an explanation from the airline itself, right? And they've come up with a detailed analysis of what happened on that day on the tarmac about a month ago. First up, are you satisfied with the reply that Indigo has provided? Two, if you are, then what is your next step to ensure, like we're talking about systemic, plugging the systemic lapses? And if you are not satisfied with what the airline has had to say, what steps will you take? Any concrete steps will you take in this particular matter?
There are lakhs and lakhs of passengers traveling every day. Any decisions we make in terms of regulatory or legal interventions will impact lakhs of passengers and have an impact on everybody's air travel. And therefore, all of these matters need serious consideration, serious fact finding. We have received Indigo's perspectives. They have provided their side of the story. The fact finding will require us to be able to get everybody's side of the story. We need to understand, what is it that the employees are saying, what is it that the passengers are saying. We will have to look at the CCTV footage if that exists. We will have to talk to the airport operator. We will collect all of that evidence. That is precisely what DGCA is doing in terms of their fact finding in the report that they are going to put together. They will also look at whatever violations, if any, that have happened relative to DGCA rules and regulations and aviation security rules and regulations. And they will take all of that into account and then provide us a comprehensive report considering all of these different factors. Once we have these comprehensive findings, which will take us some time because, as I said, this impacts everyone, and of course, air travel is a vital part of our transportation network. We will then assess what rules need to be changed, what further regulations are required as far as the airlines, ground handling staff, airport operators are required. Those rules and regulations will, of course, then be put in draft mode for public consultation so that we can get the feedback of all stakeholders and assess what is the right way to go forward, and then we will accordingly go forward. That's precisely how we handled the national no-fly list, which also, as you remember, had created quite a controversy, and there was a lot of debate on that matter as well. But I think after taking all considerations into account, we have come up with a set of regulations that are quite balanced and deal with the matter in, I think, a very innovative way. So that is the type of policy making you have to do when you're responsible for, as I said, lakhs and lakhs of passengers on a daily basis and crores of passengers on an annual basis. So we will proceed thoroughly, we will proceed methodically, and we will proceed with full transparency so that all stakeholders, all passengers can participate and we can decide how best to run our aviation system going forward. Yes, madam. अभी प्रश्न इंडिया से प्रश्न आप जरा अपने को परिचय दीजिए। Yes, sir, you are audible. Yes.
It has been declined though, but if I say keep coming, the kind of notes. Only thing the agencies are saying the chemical composition of the print that is not yet matched. So, sir, is government contemplating to add some more security feature in terms of the quality of the note of the paper to strengthen the currency further? Because this was an objective of the demonetization. And second, lot of farm looms, lot of other MSMEs industry, they have suffered a major blow, and even after 1 year, they get to recover. So, is government planning any sort of incentive or anything to, boost those kind of dying MSMEs?
we had been seeing an alarming increase in counterfeit currency before demonetization. And one of the objectives of demonetization was, in fact, to transition to a new series of currency notes that would be much more difficult to be counterfeited. And what we are actually seeing from our interceptions of counterfeit notes right now is that the amount of counterfeited currency has, in fact, dramatically gone down, which was absolutely our objective as well. Now, dealing with counterfeiters is an ongoing, continuous process. We are always researching new ways to make our currency even more difficult to counterfeit, and those efforts are underway across multiple dimensions, whether it's the paper, the ink, various watermarks, and so on. So that process will continue, and we will continue to try and make our currency the most difficult to counterfeit of any currency in the world, and that, as I said, is an ongoing process. Now, coming to your second question about SMEs, we fully recognize the difficulties that SMEs have gone through with respect to both demonetization and now with GST as well. As far as demonetization is concerned, during the remonetization and demonetization process, we, in a very proactive way, reached out to industry clusters, reached out to SMEs. I myself did that, many of my colleagues in cabinet, in the Council of Ministers did that, the Ministry of Finance did that, and we've tried to provide sufficient payment instruments, whether it is through RTGS, NEFT, IMPS, UPI, a whole range of payment instruments so that we can really make it easy for our small and medium businesses to be able to transact. One of the very important things we did for small and medium businesses was to get informal workers formalized by making sure that their wages were coming into their bank account, which has actually helped the informal sector and improved conditions there slightly. And of course, we have a number of different policies that we put in place. We have policies for textiles. We are now developing policies for leather, obviously for manufacturing and Make in India policies. And most of these policies are targeted and directed towards small and medium businesses so that we can provide them all the support that they need. For micro enterprise in particular, the Mudra scheme has been very popular and very impactful.
जयंत जी, डोला सेन ने प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी को बेहया कहा है। आज उन्होंने कहा कि नरेंद्र मोदी बेहया है और बेशर्म है। दूसरा क्वेश्चन कि जिस प्रकार से डिमोनेटाइजेशन हुआ और लोगों की मौत हुई, उस पर उन्होंने कहा है कि एक तरफ भाजपा जश्न मना रही है, लोग मर रहे हैं, व्यवसाय खत्म हो गया है, ये किस तरह का जश्न है? बेहया और जश्न, ये कैसे?
राजनीति में मेरा मानना है कि इस प्रकार की निंदनीय भाषा को उपयोग नहीं किया जाए, सबको सम्मान दिया जाए और विशेष रूप से माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी जो हमारे देश के सर्वोत्तम नेता हैं, देश की जिम्मेवारी, देश का कमान उन्होंने सौंपा हुआ, उन्होंने लिया हुआ, उनके प्रति इस प्रकार की भाषा का उपयोग करना मैं तो सही नहीं समझता। हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी और हमारे सब मंत्रिमंडल के सहयोगी देश को समर्पित हैं, देश के लिए जो भी कुछ करना हो, जो संघर्ष करना हो, जो मेहनत करना हो, वो कर रहे हैं और देश इस कारण उनको सहयोग भी दे रहा है, जनता समर्थन भी दे रही है और देश आगे भी बढ़ रहा है। तो मैं तो इसे इस नजरिए से देखता हूँ। फिर आपने बात पूछी कि बहुत सारे हमारे छोटे स्मॉल एंड मीडियम बिजनेसेस हैं, लघु उद्योग हैं, जो आज पीड़ित हैं, जिनको कठिनाइयां हो रही हैं। जैसे मैंने पहले ही आपको समझाया कि हर सेक्टर में, चाहे वो टेक्सटाइल हो, फूड प्रोसेसिंग हो, डेयरी हो, चाहे वो लेदर हो, हर क्षेत्र में हम लोगों की नई नई नीतियां आ रही हैं, बड़े सारे हम साधन दे रहे हैं और सब लोग जो इसका फायदा ले सकते हैं, लेना चाहते हैं, उसके लिए सरकार खड़ी हुई है, सरकार सहयोग दे रही है और बहुत सारे ऐसे हमारे मित्र हैं लघु उद्योग के क्षेत्र में जो बहुत तरक्की कर रहे हैं, बहुत आगे बढ़ रहे हैं।
Earlier it was when the kind of demonetization, but you are saying that the government said that most of the currency will not come back. The system, the 3 to 4 lakh crore, 98% of the what do you say on that? And also, you mentioned about the ex-Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and also the ex-Finance Minister of your party, Jayant Singh, also saying that this is criticize this demonetization.
I think demonetization has been a resounding success. And while we could not believe that those that had black money would dare to put it in a bank account, we could not believe that that would happen. And our expectation was that rather than expose themselves and subject themselves to investigation, they would not take that risk, that they would just to suppress the black money, not use it. That was our expectation. But instead, what we found, to our surprise, was that the people who had the black money, and I am at a loss to know why they would do this, have subjected themselves to this immense danger of being exposed, of being found out, of being investigated by putting the money in the bank account. Now that the money is being put in the bank account, we have the digital trails, we have the ability to investigate them and to determine and find out what was actually going on. And here there is a very important point you must remember. The reality is that black money, the wealth on which no taxes have been paid, is largely not in cash. Let me repeat, the vast amount of black money is not in cash. It is in other assets like gold and real estate. Now we've already passed a very, very effective Benami Transaction Act as well. So now that we have all of this evidence about who put cash into which bank account, plus we have the ability to go after people who are holding Benami real estate and holding Benami accounts, you can be sure that those people who are not paying their taxes and were hoping that they could recycle their money are going to be found out. And what is even better is that we are not just going to get their cash back. And who knows, some people believe that only 5 or 10% of the black money is in cash. 90-95% of it is in other assets, because the trail is being established. Because of the investigations we are going to do, we are going to find not just the 5 to 10% of the black money that exists in the country, but perhaps 100% of the black money. We did not believe that people would take such risks. Clearly they have done so, and that is to the benefit of the people of this country. That is why we are building up our investigative capabilities, our big data capabilities, our analytical capabilities. That is why we have the automatic exchange of information with other jurisdictions, the abilities to pierce the veil of tax havens and get to all of those different people. And of course, it's wonderful that Paradise Paper and Panama Papers get leaked, because that enables us to be able to pierce the veil of people that are trying to evade tax offshore. And with all of these powers at our disposal, we are going to get to all the black money that is being hidden from the people of India and that has not been brought into the tax net. I think it is wonderful. I think it is far surpassing our expectations. The cash could have come back, but now that the cash has come back, the people of India are settled. Last question. Is there anyone else with a question? Please. Any other?
Jafanji.
Any other press person with a question?
Yeah.
Media person with a question? Please identify yourself. Any other media person with a question? Yes. Last media question. Please.
जय पैराडाइज की सत्यता पे आपको यकीन है, और अगर है तो इसकी जांच होनी चाहिए।
आपने इसका नाम यकीन है? देखिए, जो पैराडाइज पेपर्स में जो आए हैं वो एक लॉ फर्म की जिसका नाम है Hon'ble, बर्म्यूडा में ये लॉ फर्म, और ये लॉ फर्म बहुत सारे लोगों के लिए वो ट्रांजैक्शंस करते थे, ट्रस्ट बनाते थे, ऑफशोर कंपनी बनाते थे। उनके डेटा का पूरा ये लीक हो गया है और ये सब डेटा पब्लिक डोमेन में आ गया, और इस पब्लिक डोमेन में आकर अब जो हमारी इन्वेस्टिगेटिव एजेंसी है, आपको मालूम है एक मल्टी एजेंसी ग्रुप को स्थापित किया गया है। ये मल्टी एजेंसी ग्रुप जो है, इन सब जो दस्तावेज हमें मिले हैं उनकी जांच करेगी और जिन लोगों ने अवैध काम किया है, गलत काम किया है, उन पे जो भी कार्रवाई करनी जरूरी होगी वो जरूर करेगी। मैंने तो स्पष्टीकरण किया ही है, आपको समझाया ही है। जो मैंने किया था वो तो बिल्कुल लीगल क्वालिफाइड ट्रांजैक्शन था, बहुत ही रेप्यूटेड फर्म्स के था। तो हमारे जैसे लोग हैं जिनका जो ये सब बाहर खुल के आया है, हम लोगों को कोई फिक्र ही नहीं है। इसमें तो मैंने सफाई एकदम फटाफट दे दी और मैंने इंडियन एक्सप्रेस को भी सफाई दी, क्योंकि जो लीगल क्वालिफाइड ट्रांजैक्शन है वो तो होते ही है, लेकिन साथ साथ बहुत सारे अवैध गलत ट्रांजैक्शन हुए हैं और जो लोगों ने गलत अवैध ट्रांजैक्शन किए हैं उन पे जांच होगी, वो बाहर आएंगे, उनका खुलासा होगा और जो उन्हें टैक्स देना पड़ेगा, जो उन्हें सजा भुगतनी पड़ेगी, वो सजा वो जरूर आवश्यक होगी।
Sir, now you are saying that 5 to 10% of the black money is in cash and the rest is in land and gold. Do you think demonetization was necessary for this realization? This is
I
contrary.
am not saying that. Please do not jump to any conclusions. I did not say that demonetization was what enabled us to find that out. It is generally understood that the vast amount of black money, vast amount of wealth which is unaccounted for, is not held in cash. It is held in other assets. It may be held in gold, it may be held in real estate, it may be held in diamond, it may be held in offshore. But to be able to unearth all of that and to find that out, you need the investigative ability, you need the ability to go after it. What demonetization has enabled us to do is to be able to surface those lines of inquiry, to be able to get to the bottom of whether 90-95% of the wealth is. And in that sense, it has been very, very compelling and a very powerful thing.
आपके स्पीच में मैं दो चीज ऐड करना चाहता हूँ। जो डेमोनेटाइजेशन हुआ है, इससे एक तो टेररिस्ट फंडिंग बंद हो गई, इसका शायद आपने जिक्र नहीं किया। अब वो बहुत अच्छी बात है, टेररिस्ट फंडिंग बंद हो गई। और दूसरी बात है, जितनी फेक करेंसी थी, वो भी सब आउट ऑफ द मार्केट हो गई। नो बेनिफिट।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपने।
नमस्कार सिन्हा जी, मैं आपसे एक बात पूछना चाहता हूँ कि डिमोनेटाइजेशन के पहले आपकी सरकार एक मीडिया स्कीम लेके आई जो लगभग 45%। अब अपने देश में 120 करोड़ की आबादी है और 45% में मीडिया शहर था। ये कुछ इस तरह स्लैब से नहीं आना चाहिए था। पहले 10 लाख पे 10%, 30 लाख पे 20%, 50 लाख पे 30% और इसके ऊपर आप जो रेट तय करें तो मेरे ख्याल से बहुत ब्लैक मनी आ जाता। आप डायरेक्टली अच्छा, और जो काला धन जो जनता के पास पड़ा है वो काला अर्जित नहीं है, ड्यू टू बैड टैक्स प्लानिंग उनके पास में पैसा है और वो यूज नहीं कर पाते। और टैक्स प्लानिंग पढ़ा लिखा समाज, अपना समाज इतना पढ़ा लिखा नहीं है। तो मैं आपके माध्यम से सरकार को यह बोलना चाहता हूँ, एक फेयर चांस कम से कम गरीब और अनपढ़ जनता को मिलना चाहिए, एक स्लैब रेट के साथ।
देखिए, ये एक कानून का बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण सिद्धांत है कि इग्नोरेंस इज नॉट इनोसेंस। इग्नोरेंस इज नॉट इनोसेंस। आपकी जिम्मेवारी बनती है कि आप जो कानून है देश के उनको समझिए। अगर आप नहीं समझते हैं तो आप सलाहकार को ढूंढिए, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट को ढूंढिए, वकील को ढूंढिए, जिसमें कि जो आपको देश के प्रति करना है, जो आपकी जिम्मेवारी है, उसको आप ईमानदारी से निभा पाए। ये बहुत जरूरी है। आपने वॉलंटरी डिस्क्लोजर स्कीम के बारे में भी पूछा। देखिए, वॉलंटरी डिस्क्लोजर स्कीम था एक मौका जिसमें कि आप बिना कोई सजा के आप अपने जो काले धन का जो उपयोग कर रहे थे वो आप टैक्स अथॉरिटी को आप दे सकते हैं। ये सब हम लोगों ने बहुत किया। हम लोगों ने फॉरेन ब्लैक मनी में भी किया, डोमेस्टिक ब्लैक मनी में भी किया। ये सब जब काम समाप्त हुए तब हम लोगों ने फिर नोटबंदी का काम किया, डिमोनेटाइजेशन का काम किया। तो मौके भरपूर थे सब लोगों के पास। जो भी कानून के हवाले आना चाहते थे, जो भी जायज काम था उसको न्यायपूर्वक उसको सही करना चाहते थे, उसके लिए पूरा बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।